and welcome back to another week of Just Gay Stuff podcast. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Jess.
That was such a cute little dance that you were doing.
Well,
then.
some listeners, I think it was a couple of episodes ago now, but I cut off the dancing in the video and one of the listeners was like, no, I'm here for the dancing. And I always cut off the dancing, so I thought I would continue it while I know the video is gonna be
go.
viewing, so we can be dancing and people are viewing it.
Sure. Well, you know how people say the expression, you've had the week from hell?
Yes.
They say that, but it's really not that dramatic. Like, that's an
Yes.
over-exaggeration.
Yes.
Well, we, on the other hand,
Have not had
week,
an over-exaggeration of the week from hell.
Last week, we had an actual
Week from hell.
week from hell, and it kind of lived up to that phrase.
Definitely did.
So I guess it started on Tuesday. For those who are like in our close circle know that I'm someone who suffers from pain in my body.
And people on the podcast, because you've talked about it before.
Yeah.
You've been very open with your experience.
Yeah, and usually that's to do with nerve stuff. And, you know, we had a neighbour, and before they were going away, I spoke to her because I found out that she had something similar, or I thought at the time was the same
You
thing.
trauma bonded.
We trauma bonded a little bit. And so I ended up getting a referral and making an appointment to see her neurosurgeon, who wonderful. He was great. And I was very fortunate that you came with me. But we ended up learning a potential maybe diagnosis that we didn't really know what to expect or what to hear.
Yeah, it was not good.
No,
So
it wasn't good. And we weren't prepared for it. And then I think you ended up getting some pretty shit news the following day.
no, it was that night actually.
Oh, it was that night. I
Yeah.
thought it was Wednesday morning. See, that's how bad the week was.
Yeah.
Everything was such a blur.
So we had your potential medical diagnosis. Then a friend of mine messaged me with a medical diagnosis that is quite worrying. And they were currently in hospital and that stressed me out. And then, so Wednesday was a nice low-lying day.
Yeah, see, I thought they were all together.
And then Thursday happened, which my mum and I take our dogs to the beach every Thursday, Friday morning. And this particular Thursday, my gran is currently in a nursing home, so we like to take the dogs to see her. And we were on our way from the beach to the nursing home when a delivery driver decided that they were going to chuck their indicator on and ram into our car. So that was nice. And then the delivery driver decided to blame us. We both get out of the car. Our dogs are in the car, so obviously that is an extra stress. Being in an accident and then having your animals and you're thinking that they're hurt. Luckily, they weren't hurt. We weren't hurt. The other driver wasn't hurt either. But she decided to blame us for the accident, which is very unlikely when we're in the left lane and already passing her. And then she decides to not shoulder check when she is indicating and then bashed into us. And the fact I'm saying she's a delivery driver was because she couldn't shoulder check because the packages were covering her windows.
And you have photo proof.
We have photo proof. She wouldn't give details. We had to call the police. Oh my God, it was such a big week full of nonsense.
It was a massive ordeal. And meanwhile, I'm at work going, oh shit, what the fuck's going on? Because I just get, can you contact
In the group
emergency
chat-
in our group chat?
in the
I'm
group
like,
chat
holy
was
shit.
pinging off with emergency phone calls and everything. It was just a hectic time. And so, yeah, as Lauren said, when people tell you they've had the week from hell and then tell you a portion of say that, you think, oh no, our week was definitely the week
And
from
not
hell.
to take away from anyone, we can understand
of
everyone
course
goes
not.
through their own versions of misery.
Yeah, but I tell you what, the universe was really piling it on that week.
It was, and then adding all these thunderstorms to it.
Yeah, so this episode is coming out a week after all this has happened, but I assume that everyone has been through, our Victorian friends that are listening on Joy, unless you've seen it on Facebook, Queensland is copping some hectic storms at the moment. We had hail here the other night that has damaged a lot of cars and roofs and
We
skylights.
were very lucky.
We were exceptionally lucky, maybe because we had all that other bad luck, that the storm was like, you know what, I'll skip over your house. We're like Ned Flanders in The Simpsons, you know, a bright light opened up over our house and was like, So
I wouldn't know.
Lauren
Yeah.
doesn't get that reference because she didn't watch The Simpsons as a child, and that's why she's a bit weird. But it seems to have been that hopefully the storms are calming down now. We have had a storm every day. Today I drove out to a show in Gatton, if you know Queensland at all. It is kind of rural. It is about an hour and a half from the city. It was 38 degrees, a bit drier heat than closer to the coast. It was disgusting. As soon as I got out of the car, it smacked me in the face. But you know what? I got home before any storms hit, and we are currently recording after the thunderstorm. So thank goodness that the weather allowed us to come in and turn on the computer, because that was my next fear, is that you know what lightning strikes are like? They can blow anything up.
That's
so
true.
It has been a hectic week, and we are here still providing you an episode.
We are. We made it.
We made it.
So after that absolute week from hell, like I just said, we survived. We made it.
Yep, we did.
I figured it was time for us to do something a bit fun and educational.
As always.
As always.
I think most of our episodes are like that, to
Are
be
they?
fair. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Fun and education going hand in hand with just gay stuff.
That's
always.
true. Well, we've already taken our listeners through queer movies, TV shows, icons, and so much more.
Have we really done queer movies? I don't think we have.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah.
Name a queer movie we mentioned.
I can't. We did like queer movies in history, queer movies in history, and queer TV shows.
I think we just did queer cinema, like talking about when it first came to the screen.
Same.
Well, not really. Anyway, it doesn't
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Just making sure you get your facts straight, Lauren, you know.
Well, today we're diving into a world we all know and love, the glorious realm of queer anthems.
And we did think that it would be a good one to end our little joy stint on, because we are talking about songs and we are on the radio for this last episode, which we will get to thanking everybody in the end. But we do want to make sure that everybody knows at the beginning of this episode, this is our last episode on joy.
Yeah.
We are so grateful. This is our 99th episode, and we will have one more episode next week to cap off 100 episodes of just gay stuff. So stay tuned. You'll be able to hear that on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere you get your podcasts.
That's wild. 100 episodes.
It is. But before we get to that, this is episode 99.
It sure is. And so we're talking about queer anthems. These are the songs that made us shout, fuck yeah, this is so us. The tracks that give us permission to scream, dance, and exist loudly and freely.
Yep, I've got a few.
You've got a few?
Yep.
You've noted a few in your head?
I have.
Cool. Well, we're diving into our top 20 queer anthems, or at least the songs we think deserve the queer anthem crown. And to make it even more fun, we're playing a little game of queer anthem bingo to see how many of our picks overlap. So are you ready to play queer anthem bingo?
Yeah, I told Lauren we should do this like it's a bingo card, and then we'll see which ones we're going to both say. And I have to have a disclaimer that some of mine aren't songs, they're just like overall artists.
But I think that's okay. I think sometimes that goes in hand and does overlap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That goes hand in hand?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
What did I say?
That goes in hand and does overlap.
Yeah, same. Well,
you're kicking things off.
I am. I'm kicking things off. And I'm actually going to start this a bit backwards, and I'm going to start at my number 10.
Okay.
So
I didn't order mine.
You know when they do like the countdown?
Yeah, you're doing countdown
I'm doing
style.
Countdown style.
Ooh.
Coming out. Well,
wish you had told me. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care.
Well, this one is kind of an obvious one, and how could it not be? It's I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross. I mean, the title truly says it all.
It does. And you know what? That is a bingo you can tick off. I did not have it.
Oh, didn't you?
Nope.
What?
I did not have it. So we are not overlapping on the very first song. But I can see why you said it, because it's in the title.
It is in the title. So here's a little queer music history lesson about my number 10 pick.
Hit me.
The whole idea for I'm Coming Out actually started when Nile Rodgers, one of the song's co-writers, went to his New York club called the Gilded Grape.
Oh, I know that club. I've heard that somewhere.
Do you?
Maybe it just sounds like a place from Bob's Burgers.
Because it's got the grape in the title.
Gilded Grape. I love it. I don't care. I love it.
He looks around and sees 6 or 7 drag queens all dressed as
Diana Ross. Well, Diana Ross is RuPaul's favourite singer.
Yeah.
No wonder. She must have been like the biggest inspiration back in the day.
Literally. Iconic behaviour.
Yeah, definitely.
He immediately calls Bernard Edwards and is like, write down the words I'm coming out before I forget. We're on to something.
Literally just that phrase.
Yeah. I'm coming out. Imagine being like, just write this down quick.
Write this down.
I'm coming out. Originally, the song was meant to be Diana's declaration of artistic freedom as she stepped away from Motown. See, I didn't even realize Diana was in Motown.
I did, because Diana Ross and like the Supremes, that was the full
that's what it
Motown.
Was. Right.
But I didn't know that I'm Coming Out meant like she was leaving that part of her music behind her and moving forward to something else.
Solo career. But Rodgers also wanted it to have the same kind of powerful identity statement as James Brown's Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm I'm proud. And that intention definitely landed.
Yep.
When the track dropped in 1980, the queer community wrapped it in a big gay hug and claimed it instantly.
Duh. Every gay person that heard that song would have been like, oh my God, is she talking about being queer?
Is she talking about us?
We have this, what is it called?
Internal monologue.
No, we have this toxic trait that when someone says coming out queer or anything that slowly even resonates in the queer community, we like try and own it. We're like, yes, she's talking about me.
Is this fucking play about us?
Exactly.
I hope you got that.
I didn't, but I'm sure someone did.
Oh, okay. It became this anthem of self-acceptance, empowerment, and yes, literal and metaphorical coming out. Diana even used it to open her live shows, like a fabulous walk-on theme announcing her arrival.
Pretty good.
That's cool.
Well, duh. It's like, I'm coming out. She's coming out onto the stage. She's coming out of the closet. Yeah. She's coming out of Motown. Yeah. She's coming out to get an ice cream. What? I don't know. Do you think ice cream's pretty gay? I think ice cream's pretty gay. Yeah. I love it.
Ice cream is pretty gay.
See, this is what I mean. We just take all these things and we're like Australia trying to claim New Zealand artists as Australian, you know?
Yeah. Since then, it's become one of the greatest queer anthems of all time and has been sampled everywhere, from the Notorious Big's Mo Money, Mo Problems to Ariana Grande's Break Your Heart Right Back. I didn't know that.
Lauren is so uncultured. She said mo money, mo problems, not more money, more problems.
Oh, is that
like as in more.
Oh, more money, more problem.
There you go. That's better with a bit of culture behind you.
It's all right. People love me the way I am. And that's why I'm coming out proudly sits at my number 10.
That is a great thing for you. I'm glad. So
do you want to make that sound less condescending?
No, I'm just saying I didn't have it on my bingo card, so we don't have a match.
All right.
But my first one, I didn't go in any particular order. I'm going to say that straight away. My first one, I think, is a very out there one that everyone knows. And I'm going to say It's Raining Men.
Oh, see, I almost put this one.
You didn't?
But I didn't. So you can cross that off your bingo card.
Okay, so I also don't remember who sings the original, but I had by Jerry Halliwell because who doesn't love the Spice Girls?
Yeah.
And I wanted to say I don't have as much info as you do, but I think It's Raining Men is one of those anthems because not only did it allow women to be empowered by the fact that, you know, it's that same thing as a man can sleep with a million women and he's he's a champion, but women can't have the attention of a million men because that makes her
slut shamed.
Yeah, exactly. But that song kind of broke that power because suddenly as a woman you could glorify the fact that like men were all around you and it wasn't in a derogatory way. And then of course for our gay male counterparts, they could openly sing that song and it meant nothing at the time. They could still kind of soar under the radar because they were literally just singing a song. But at the same time, they could also feel empowered by the lyrics.
I get it.
Also, I want to just mention real quickly because I put Jerry Halliwell's version.
I didn't know that Jerry Halliwell covered that.
Oh my God, Lauren.
I didn't know that was the main one that we listened to under a rock.
Where have you lived? I'm just going to quickly look up who the original was because I think that's important for this segment. The Weather Girls, duh. Okay, yeah. So it was originally by the Weather Girls. I also, because we're mentioning Jerry Halliwell, did you know, I think you already know this, and stop looking at my notes.
I can't see, I'm blind.
Did you know that in a recent interview with Piers Morgan, Mel B said that her and Jerry had actually slept together like that?
I did know this because I think you came to me and you were like, look at this.
It's one of those ships that like you don't know you ship until you know it's shipping itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I hadn't known that as a queer little 6-year-old loving the Spice Girls, I would have been like, ooh.
But also, like, how could you not? The amount of tour together constantly.
But not everyone sleeps with each other, Lauren. That's like saying men and women can't be friends.
They can't be.
They can be. They can just be. Okay. Well,
that's a different podcast episode.
That was my number 1 on my list.
Or your number 10.
Yeah, or my number 10. So I'm going to cross that one off, okay?
All right. Whilst you cross that off, my number 9 queer anthem is the absolute classic I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor.
Oh, see, do you know what? I didn't put this one. I had forgotten about it.
Did you?
Yes. And I should have known because it's like, you know, you got to pick all the songs that all the drag queens do lip syncs to. And then those are the queer anthems.
I think my hard thing when researching this episode and obviously thinking about things that maybe I would have thought were queer anthems as well, which I do think this is.
Well, these are your queer anthems.
Yeah, these are my queer anthems.
Yeah.
But, you know, some are more modern now than the ones that I've obviously picked for my queer anthems now.
You're going from like old school all the way to current.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, you've just given me another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, before I get into this little segment, side note, this was a song that when I finished drama, my year 12 drama teacher gave each of us a like CD with a song on it.
Oh, yeah.
And this was the song I was given.
She gave you all different ones?
Yeah, she gave us all different ones to like remember her, and mine was I Will Survive.
She's like, I'm going to give this baby lesbian this queer anthem to come out to.
Literally, she's like, something going on here.
And on the back was I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross.
Yes, no. Well, I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor, released in 1978. It started out as a disco breakup song.
Actually, do you know the lyrics of that song are so sad?
Oh, it is.
It's so sad.
Just wait, I'll tell you all about that.
Yeah, okay.
But it became so much more than that. What began as a story of personal resilience transformed into a universal anthem for anyone who's ever had to fight to be seen, especially the LGBTQIA+ community.
Yep, I get it. I get it so hard.
The song itself has a wild origin story. It was written by Freddie Perrin and Dino Fakaris. Fakaris actually wrote it after getting fired, so the whole "did you think I'd crumble" energy is very literal.
Oh, I feel that.
Yeah.
I've left workplaces where I've hoped they'd crumble without me, and you know what? It just never happens.
That's not where I thought you were going. And get this, Gloria Gaynor recorded the track while recovering from a serious spinal injury.
Oh, wow.
So when she sings about surviving, she means it.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah. That personal struggle gave the song a depth people connected to instantly.
Yeah, and see, that's one of the things people don't realise about when you are an artist that maybe writes music versus a singer that sings what other people have written. I reckon it does make it hard to connect with the lyrics if you didn't write them.
If you didn't have a personal connection to them.
But I mean, plenty of people do it and it flies and that's great. But I just think if you can sing something out of your own hurt or pain, then there's definitely a deeper connection that people can feel versus if you're just singing a song. Like karaoke versus if you go to a Adele concert. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, even though it was originally just the B-side,
wow.
Once the single hit the radio, it exploded. I Will Survive shot to #1 in both the US and the UK in 1979 and sold over 14 million copies. And even won Gaynor a Grammy for the Best Disco Recording.
That's crazy.
The only time that award was ever given.
Oh, wow.
But the reason it truly sits on this list is because of what it became for queer people. During the early years of the AIDS crisis, when resilience wasn't just emotional but literal, the song turned into a rallying cry. Musicologist Nadine Hubbs even said that the lyrics felt tailored to queer identification needs. And honestly, yes. It was defiance, it was strength, it was survival.
Literally.
Today, I Will Survive is not just a disco hit, it's a cultural landmark. In 2016, the Library of Congress added the original recording to the National Recording Registry because of its massive historical impact. And decades later, it's still the song that makes you stand taller, sing louder, and remember that surviving is its own kind of victory.
That's so true. And I'm going to say my next song on the back of this one. And I've put Like a Virgin by Madonna.
Ooh, I didn't have that one.
And I think, obviously, when you hear Madonna, you think, oh, queer icon. Now, hear me out. The reason I've put Like a Virgin is because the very first line of that song is, I made it through the wilderness. You know, I made it through.
I get it, yeah.
So I think for that song, it's almost like its own coming out song. I feel like, you know, when they're saying like a virgin touch for the very first time, imagine being that person that maybe has conformed to social norms and then finally you've embraced that feeling of being yourself and it takes you back to being touched for the very first time, like coming into yourself, maybe like your first experience of actually feeling love from someone you want to make love with, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
So that is my second song, is Like a Virgin by Madonna. I also want to say, I have said also any song by Madonna because obviously she is an icon. And the reason she is an icon is because, do you know, when Madonna was still a teenager, she was mentored by Chris Flynn, who was a gay dance instructor.
No, I didn't.
So she's had gay people around her for a very long time through her growing up. And I think as she grew older, she saw the struggle that maybe these people that she had close to her went through, and she wanted to also make a better world for those people. And becoming such an influential icon that she could be, she used her fame to do that. She was also a very big activist in the 80s with AIDS.
Yeah.
So I wanted to mention that on the back of you mentioning AIDS. And then did you know that apparently Madonna was the driving force that had given Ellen the confidence to come out publicly?
What?
Apparently.
Really?
Yep, apparently.
I didn't know that.
And also, how could we forget the early 2000s kiss with Britney and Christina?
See, I almost put that there, but I didn't.
The only reason I did is because if you have listened to this podcast from day dot, you know that Britney Spears was my fantasy wife since I was 10.
Still is.
No, she's not. I think I dodged a bullet. Poor Britney. But watching that as a child and thinking, oh, you know, as a kid, I was like, oh, I wish I had been born a boy so I could marry girls. And seeing Britney kiss a girl, that kind of opened my world up. So Madonna did that for me because she was the reason Britney kissed her. So
yeah, I get that. I think for me, when I saw Madonna, I had Vogue, and that was only because that's such a queer anthem for all the drag queens and everyone doing all the
became
voguing.
A thing. Yeah, see, Madonna is a very influential person in the queer scene. I think it's so good.
But also, yeah, Slay on the... Slay, I would never say that. But also...
But you just did, and I'm leaving it in.
But also, yes, the Britney and Xtina thing. I was like, I have that vision in my head now.
Not Xtina, it's Christina.
Oh, Christina.
Uncultured, Lauren. You know how they put like the X in front of mess, as in Christmas?
Xmas?
It's not Xmas, it's Christmas. Like, it's not Xtina, it's Christina.
Well, yes, Christina. And then I had like that same vision of like, you know, when Santana from Glee and Britney from Glee did that same vibe in the music, me against the music video. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that
gay.
That video as well.
Yeah.
Madonna and Britney. Oh,
gay,
what a time.
gay. Anyways, moving on to this gay anthem. Sitting at my number 8 is Girls Like Girls by Hayley Kiyoko.
It's in the title.
I stumbled upon Hayley Kiyoko accidentally, and I really like her music. And now I just follow her TikTok. So
yeah, she recently got married, right?
No, they're not married. They're just engaged.
She recently got engaged, right?
Yeah.
It was one or the other.
Well, this song, released in 2015, is a synth pop track and was inspired by Kiyoko's own high school experience of falling for a straight best friend.
I'd say we've all been there, but I haven't.
I haven't either. Although my best friend would probably challenge me on that because everyone I've dated seems to be like her because I can't.
I'm not like her, I don't think.
Oh, you have some traits like her.
What, telling you what to do all the time?
No. The song quickly became a breakthrough hit and a beloved queer anthem. Its viral music video, co-directed by Kiyoko herself, helped solidify its status, and the track has since inspired a novel and an upcoming feature film.
And that's the music video where she's on the side of the road kissing that girl, right?
I think so.
And it's Kalani.
Is it Kalani?
Yeah, she's the other singer.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure it's that. If it's not that music video, it's another one. So Hayley Kiyoko's got it going on. She knows what girls want. What a girl. No, that's Christina.
That's Christina. Xtina.
Okay, my next one, I should have mentioned after Jerry Halliwell's It's Raining Men, but I wanted to do an umbrella statement and say Anything by the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the Spice Girls were one of the first pop girl groups of the 90s that really showed diversity because, you know, there was that...
They were sporty, baby.
Exactly. They had
scary.
They had 5 different spices. So
they had all the racks.
Yes, they did. They had a full rack of spices. They had 5 racks, in fact. So I wanted to mention the Spice Girls again, only because I do think that in the 90s, you know, for me, and I don't know how many people know this because I don't know how many people watch the video, but I am of Indian descent. So
you're Indian descent?
I am, I know. I don't have the accent though, but that's okay. I want to just say that it was one thing to see queer representation growing up, which obviously was scarce, but it was another thing to see people of colour. And, you know, when I was in grade 1, I went home crying because some kid in my class called me Blackie. Like, so to see the Spice Girls have Mel B as representation, and even growing up as a lesbian child, to see Sporty Spice wear the clothes that I wore and it didn't make you feel like, oh, you were just this tomboy. They were a very big influence. And, you know, like all my gay guy friends love the Spice Girls. So I feel like they had something going on.
Oh, and I agree. A lot of their songs, as soon as you said like Spice Girls songs, I was like, the queerest song that comes to me is the Two Become One.
Yeah.
I was like,
but also, you know, in Stop, how that dance kind of went viral before things went viral because it was like 1996. I feel like that also gave people permission to do the dance, and it was just a dance. It wasn't gendered. It wasn't made out to be like, if you were a guy doing that dance, it wasn't gay. But even though you probably were, like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It just gives this freedom.
I get you. Well, moving on to my number 7, and I know that you know this one because we've spoken about it before. All the Things She Said by Tattoo.
Yes, that's on my card as well. That's on my card as well. That's our
matched.
first match.
Released in 2002, All the Things She Said by Russian pop duo Tattoo became an international hit and remains a celebrated queer anthem.
Even though I feel like it's kind of problematic now, but that's okay.
It is. We'll skip that part.
Yeah.
The song captures the intense emotions and confusion of a teenage same-sex crush, with the lyrics "All the Things She Said" running through my head, expressing the fear, desire and secrecy of queer love in a heteronormative world.
Yeah.
Its iconic music video showing Lena and Julia in school uniforms struggling with societal judgment while sharing a kiss in the rain made the song even more powerful.
Yep. I'm reliving it in my head.
Yeah?
Yep.
Are you running all the things she said in your head?
Yep. I was 12 at the time and I could never wait until that came on Rage in the morning.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Loved it.
Despite controversy and censorship in some countries, the song resonated deeply with LGBTQIA+ audiences, becoming a rebellious and affirming anthem. Today, it's remembered as a classic portrayal of queer longing and remains a staple in queer pop culture.
It totally does. But, you know, they were only queer for pay, which made it bad.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, I love that song. I still love it today. It was definitely one of my first queer anthems.
Oh, me too.
When I knew that I liked girls.
I feel like you probably were like, well, you were older than me, but I feel like I didn't really see this song until I was like in year 9.
Yeah. So for me, that song came out when I was 12 in grade 7. So it didn't hit Australia until 2003 because that's when I was in grade 7. So that was a very big turning point for me. I feel like I really started to identify with that. I had a book like full of cutouts from magazines of them.
Did you?
Yeah, and I got a t-shirt made. I loved it. It was amazing.
And yet you weren't queer.
No, like I knew I was queer, but you know, in a world where they make you feel like you shouldn't be. And you know, it was like the backlash of that as well. Like you're saying in 2003 they're showing the fact that so many people were against their relationship. Like it's so true. The music video depicts that. And you know, what is that showing us as kids is that like, yes, this is such a struggle if you do feel this way. Like looking back on it, it wasn't positive.
No, it wasn't.
But I mean, it showed you that other people were out there feeling that kind of same guilt and shame and, you know.
So what was your next one?
Well, because we matched on that one, I don't have to say it.
Oh, true. We did too.
My next one is Simply the Best by Tina Turner.
Oh, I didn't have that one.
I have this one because I think that if you're a queer person, and we've talked about it before, if you're a queer person, as if you're not queer listening to us.
Simply the best.
Yes, you are simply the best. Before Schitt's Creek came out, I wouldn't have thought this. But David's
is this
husband...
the wine?
No, David's husband sings Simply the Best as they walk down the aisle because he plays the guitar. So I think that was a very big pivotal moment in queer representation on television, and it's a Tina Turner song. Also, if you've listened to us and you've listened to our Gay Olympics episode, you know that Tina Turner opened for the very first Gay Olympics in 1982 in San Francisco. She was the entertainment. She was the only person that was willing to sign on as the entertainment because she identified with the LGBTQIA+ community, because she had also felt downtrodden by society, being a Black woman in her 40s and almost 50s, trying to have this resurgence of a career the queer community were the ones that embraced her.
I was like, the queers are like, we got you, bitch.
So, you know, she had their backs. And I think that Simply the Best is just
Simply the best.
Yeah. It's it's a song that I love. It's a song that I think really
it's such a feel-good song too.
The queer people, yeah. Call you when I need you, my heart's on fire.
And I think we got to really enjoy it when we went to the musical as well.
The musical
so it was so great.
Amazing. Okay, I'm crossing that one off. You didn't have it, so it's not a match.
I didn't.
We've got one match so far. It's a bit sad.
That is a bit sad. All right, my number 6, Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain. Did you have this one?
No, I didn't.
Ooh. I think for me, in my head, obviously, I'm thinking about queer anthems, not just in terms of us who identify as lesbian or gay or whatever, but for our male counterparts as well. Or, you know, we've interviewed and have quite a few friends who are drag queens as such. And I think this song really resonates with them. And so that kind of resonated with me.
It's a lip syncing song.
Literally.
Also, the fact that she says in that song, like, she wants to, like, embrace this, like, men's shirts, short skirts. Like, she's giving women permission to wear other, I don't know why clothes are so gendered, but men's clothing. Like, it's this permission to be loose and to be yourself and to be fluid and
to be free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Shania Twain's Man, I Feel Like a Woman is a queer anthem rooted in female empowerment,
Yes.
drag culture,
Yes.
and unapologetic self-expression. Inspired by the drag performers she encountered while working at Deerhurst Resort and her nights out in gay clubs in Toronto, Twain celebrated the joy of men transforming themselves into beautiful women and the freedom of letting loose.
Oh my God, so she actually wrote it about drag queens.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that. That is amazing.
I just saw your brain go, holy shit.
Yeah. I thought it was literally just an anthem. I didn't think it actually was
It was
written.
actually written about drag queens.
Love it. I like it even more now.
The song's themes of confidence, liberation, and embracing womanhood resonated far beyond country pop audiences, making it a favourite at karaoke nights and LGBTQIA plus bars. I think it's any bar, not just the queer bar.
Definitely. As soon as you hear dun, dun,
yeah, everybody does. And you're just going to kick the door down. Yeah. Over time, it became a universal anthem for self-acceptance and empowerment, celebrated by anyone looking to break free of societal expectations and simply feel good in their own skin.
Amazing. And you know, great segue. Because you said anyone wanting to break free, my next song is I Want to Break Free by Queen.
I have that.
You have it?
Yeah,
we got a second match. A second match. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, well, let's talk about it. Okay, so the reason I have it on my list, obviously, nothing more needs to be said about the fact that Freddie Mercury is an absolute superstar.
Queer icon.
Absolute queer icon. Obviously, rest in peace, Freddie. He did leave the world in the AIDS crisis, and that is a very sad thing. But I Want to Break Free is one of those songs that...
It's literally in the title.
Yeah, but the music video for it as well, like, broke barriers for the time. So it didn't only challenge, like, gender norms, but it challenged gender roles. Like,
sure did.
Showing Freddie dressed as a woman, but keeping the moustache, doing, like, a household chore that, again, I don't know why.
Was gendered as women.
I don't know why chores are gendered because everyone needs to do them. But, yeah, it broke barriers for the time. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about your...
All right. Well, I'm going to just rearrange as we're currently on I Want to Break Free.
Yeah.
That's what, 2 on our bingo card?
Yeah, 2.
Cool. So yeah, I Want to Break Free. Again, like I said, it's literally in the title. Any queer person who unfortunately has had to live or hide in the closet has just had that feeling of like, you know, I just want to be able to break free and come out and be myself and be accepted. So released in 1984, Queen's I Want to Break Free has become an enduring queer anthem thanks to its powerful message of liberation and self-expression. Written by bassist John Deacon, the song captures the universal desire to break free from restrictions, whether in love, life, or society. Its iconic music video, featuring the band members in drag, parodying a British soap opera, challenged gender norms and celebrated individuality in a way that resonated deeply with the LGBTQIA+ audiences.
Yes.
Despite initial controversy and censorship, this song's blend of catchy synth pop and defiant lyrics turned into a beloved anthem of empowerment, freedom, and rebellion, making it a staple at pride events and queer celebrations worldwide.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
That was my number 4 So I just had to rearrange what I was doing.
That doesn't matter. Okay, so go to your number 5 then. Because,
All right. My number 5 was Dancing on My Own by Robin.
I didn't have any Robin songs.
Didn't you?
For
That
a long
surprises
time.
me.
Do you know, for a long time, a friend and I thought that Robin was gay.
Is she not?
No, she's not gay.
What?
She's married. Yeah. I mean, she might be queer
Fluid.
to some degree, but she's
I think
married.
we're all queer to some degree.
She's married to a man. So, yeah, I actually don't know her sexuality, but as far as I know, she is just a queer icon. But I always thought Call Your Girlfriend was about, like, her and another girl, and she was telling that girl to call her girlfriend.
I mean, it could be.
It could be.
You don't know.
This is pure speculation. I'm sure Robin would not care if we thought she was queer.
No. Anyways, I went with Dancing on My Own.
Yeah, I get it. And then Callum Scott did the...
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was queer for him because he is queer. I love that.
So Dancing on My Own became a queer anthem thanks to its mix of heartbreak, vulnerability, and danceable electronic beats. A combination often called a sad banger.
A sad banger.
Can you have a sad banger?
I think a lot of our straight friends have had sad bangers.
Yeah, that's true. Inspired by Robin's own breakup, the song captures the messy, raw emotions of love lost, avoiding the typical self-empowerment narrative of breakup songs. Mm-hmm. She also drew inspiration from Stockholm's queer club scene and the tradition of sad disco anthems, blending melancholy lyrics with uplifting beats that create a cathartic release on the dance floor. Interesting.
It is interesting because, you know, I always thought she was queer, but it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to go with my next one, which you said you weren't going to put on your list, but I did. Untouched by the Veronicas.
I didn't say I wasn't going to put it on my list. I just said I hadn't. And I went, oh.
You said you were going to leave it for me, which was nice, but we didn't get a match. No. But Untouched by the Veronicas, queer anthem and Australia's national anthem.
Like, yeah, everybody just knows Untouched.
I have great memories of this song. I mean, it helps that Jess from the Veronicas is openly queer.
I do have a question. I'm like, how did it suddenly become a queer anthem?
How did it suddenly become Australia's second national anthem?
I don't know. It should just be the first.
Yeah, it should be because Australia's national anthem is honestly terrible. But Untouched is great. And I have great memories of this song, not only because I've been a diehard Veronicas fan since I was like 15, but also in 2018, another band I played in got to share a green room with the Veronicas because we played on the same festival, and to be able to tell them that they were my very first concert, they inspired me to do music, and then suddenly we're playing on the same festival. It was amazing.
What a surreal moment, sitting in the same green room as the Veronicas.
Was. And then, you know, they did this thing because they were the only pop act in a heavy festival because it was Good Things.
Yeah.
And they did this thing where in Untouched, they were like, let's do a wall of death. And as soon as it started, it was like everyone just ran at each other like you would see at a metal festival. It was amazing. It was insane.
That's mental.
I feel like the fact that they just broke barriers for a myriad of different reasons just makes it amazing.
Yeah.
That's all I need to say.
That's crazy. Okay, well, my third one, I think I've made you listen to this song, and it's very similar to Sabrina Carpenter vibe, but this is Boyfriend by Dove Cameron. And I think for me, I call it a queer anthem because it's a girl talking about why, like, a heteronormative couple, like a man has just left this girl behind, and she's like, if I was able to be your partner, if I, you know, was your boyfriend, I wouldn't leave you alone to just be able to hit on, or leave you alone being bored on the phone. And I think for me, it became more of a queer anthem when you saw the video clip, because it's just Dove Cameron in a black and white tuxedo picking up this girl in the thing dancing.
I love a woman in a suit.
Yes, I'll show you the video clip.
Oh yeah,
later.
please do.
So yeah, this was released in February 2022 and quickly became a standout pop track and a modern queer anthem. Co-written by Cameron and a team of songwriters, the song blends moody electro-pop with emotionally raw lyrics, telling the story of loving someone of the same gender and offering to be a better boyfriend than him.
That tracks. I mean, she would be, let's face it.
The track resonated deeply with the LGBTQIA+ listeners because it offered a frank, unapologetic portrayal of queer desire, identity, and vulnerability, themes that are often unrepresented in mainstream pop.
Very true. Well, because you're going a bit more current.
Yeah, I'm going modern now.
I'm going to go, I don't really have anything too current on my list. The most current we're going to go for now for me is we're going to zoom to 2011 And I'm going
That's
to say
my number one.
Born This Way by Lady Gaga.
Bingo.
That's your number one?
Yeah, that's my
All right,
number one.
Is that 3 matches?
Yeah.
3 matches on the bingo card.
Does that count as a bingo?
No, we don't know what the lines are.
There is no lines.
So we've skipped to Lauren's number one. Born This Way obviously is a very unapologetic anthem of being born this way by the queer goddess herself, Lady Gaga. Again, the title speaks for itself. Born This Way quickly became one of Lady Gaga's most influential songs and a defining queer anthem of the decade. The song was written by Gaga herself alongside Jep Larson, Fernando Garibay, and Paul Blair, and it was inspired by her desire to create a message of empowerment, self-acceptance, and pride. Its lyrics explicitly celebrate individuality, sexual orientation, gender identity, and the idea that everyone deserves to love themselves exactly as they are.
Born This Way.
Born This Way.
I think, which is crazy, for the longest time, I never realized in the lyrics where she says lesbian transgender lives.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, it's actually in the song.
But she says it's like it's a queer anthem, but it's obviously, it also talks about like other cultures and other races and the fact that like we are born this way. Like you can't change how you were born. And that's final.
No, just throwing it out there because obviously we're coming to the end of the episode. So I just wanted to, I guess, mention a few of our funky artists or queer anthems that are now.
Current.
Current.
Yeah. You say this one and then I'm going to end on my problematic one.
Oh, okay. Well, this one is Good Luck Babe by Chapel Roan.
You don't have to say more, honestly. Chapel Roan has become a very massive icon in the queer community.
Because she's queer herself. Well, I can't assume her gender. I don't know how she identifies.
She does identify as queer.
No, I meant like gender, like she, he, they.
No, I think she goes by she.
Okay, she. Yeah. I didn't like the song to begin with.
No,
and
you
were like, no, listen to it because it's a really sad song about a queer breakup.
It's a sad banger.
Yeah,
it's a sad banger.
A sad banger. A sanger.
A sanger. Oh, I'd have a Chapel Roan sanger. Also, Chapel Roan produces herself as a drag queen. She says that Chapel Roan is her drag name. It's her drag persona. So the fact that you are also having someone pushing like people who identify as female can also do drag to identify as female. It's just another layer on that like queer culture that we love so much and breaking barriers and not staying in the box.
Yeah, well, it says that, this song was written by Chapel Roan after being dropped by her record label. And I remember seeing that. I think it was like she was there for like not even 1 year and then got dropped by the record label. And then she wrote this song with her now current producer that just went viral all of a sudden.
Also, a little tidbit for anyone who went and saw Lady Gaga back in the day, I think in 2011 when she did, I want to say The Monster Ball. I'm probably wrong. It was the very first tour she did. A band that opened for her called Semi-Precious Weapons, the lead singer of that band wrote this song with Chapel Roan.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
So there's a little like 6 degrees of separation between Lady Gaga and her.
So I had 2 and 1 in the right place. Yeah. So yeah, basically the song captures the familiar queer experience of falling for someone who isn't ready to embrace their sexuality.
Mm-hmm. If you've listened to the lyrics, that's exactly how sad it is.
All right, now get into your problematic one.
Okay, so I'm going to end this on my problematic number 1, which is Becky's So Hot by Fletcher. We all know, if you're a Fletcher fan, we know why it's problematic at the moment. We all feel like Fletcher led us down the garden path. We won't stay too long on that. But Becky's So Hot kind of broke barriers for people because you were seeing that queer longing and desperation side from a girl that is like longing over her ex that is also a girl and stalking her current girlfriend that's also a girl. It was so queer. It was so amazing.
Queer baited the shit out of you.
Yes, the whole thing is queer baity. We won't get into it. We won't add to the drama.
No. I just want to quickly mention before we log off, that's the wrong word.
No, we are logging off Joy for the unforeseeable future.
I was just going to say, I'm just going to add Renee Rapp because she's become the new Fletcher essentially.
Oh yeah, I don't know if anyone wasn't on the Renee Rapp ship, but now we've all jumped ship, that's for sure.
I brought you along.
You did. I was your plus one.
Yeah, I was. You were. And like you said, this is our last episode on Joy.
Yeah, we will return, hopefully. If you listen to the beginning of the episode, Lauren and I have had a lot going on. Our lives are as amazing as they are super busy.
Hectic as they are.
And we have loved doing the podcast. We have loved doing the podcast part of something bigger than ourselves, like a radio station. It has been amazing. We promise we will be back.
And, you know, we're very, very thankful to everybody over at Joy and for all you listeners who listen to us in Melbourne on Joy FM.
Yeah.
We couldn't have...
Not just Melbourne, Victoria, Greater Australia.
Yeah.
Joy is available online everywhere. So if you have listened to us on Joy 94.9, we love you. We thank you so much. We are so grateful that this opportunity came our way. And once again, we do hope to be back on Joy once we get into the swing of how we're going to manage the podcast with our lives taking a bit of a different direction.
Yeah. Well, for those of you who have been listening to the last few episodes, but I guess for those of you who haven't and maybe you're just jumping in tuning in, which is kind of awkward. This is our second last episode as Jess and I have decided to take a little break from the podcast. But like Jess said, we will be back. We're just coming back in a new format.
We are. So even though we're signing off for all of our Joy listeners tonight at episode number 99, we will be taking a break after our 100th episode. So we are ending the year on our 100th episode, which will still be available next week after you have heard this. It will be on Spotify. It will just you know what? Stay up to date with all of our socials because we'll still be posting. We'll still be in your lives, just in a very different way. And we will see you for 2026 in a different format.
Yeah. So like Jess said, stay tuned next week to hear our 100th episode.
And for the last time on Joy, for now, you better remember to
stay gay, motherfuckers!